of the Jewish people. Patricia Heaton joins me now. Patricia, thanks for being with us here on The Will Cain Show. You saw this take place the other day. As we mentioned, you've been active for a while. You named your coalition the October 7th Coalition. I almost have to wonder, did you worry or see something like what we saw this week coming down the line?
I don't think it's a surprise. It's, of course, always shocking, Will, but it's not a surprise. I believe that this murder is directly related to the protests that we've seen on campuses and in our cities all across the country, where people who mask their faces, like the Ku Klux Klan did, and call for the death of the Jewish people. It is in the Hamas charter. It's what they mean when they say Intifada now. The Intifada took place twice in Israel, where terrorists would go in and bomb schools, restaurants, buses, and bus stops, and killed so many Jewish people and even non-Jews. This is the same thing that's happening on our streets and on campuses. Jewish students are being kept from going into their classes. Jewish business owners are having their businesses vandalized. And there hasn't been the kind of outcry that we saw, for instance, with George Floyd. I was so shocked by that when October 7th first happened, and I expected our country to be up in arms, and I didn't see that. The only protests I saw were anti-Israel protests all over the country and all over the world.
It's even more shocking, Patricia, as horrific as October 7th was, this week what we saw was American citizens killed on American soil. And to your point of the comparison of George Floyd, that hasn't drawn the level of outrage in America that we saw in 2020. And it has felt like, to my initial question to you and how you said you could see this coming, a slow boil on Ivy League campuses, a slow boil in rhetoric, and a slow boil that felt like this was an inevitability.
Yeah, and Will, I might say that there's a difference between free speech and protesting. If you're carrying signs that say stop the war, you're carrying signs for peace. But when you're carrying signs that are Xing out Israel and condemning Jewish people and calling for the death of Jewish people while you are masked, that's terrorism. That's not just free speech. And I think we have to point that out, and I think it needs to be shut down. And the universities in particular have been very, very lax. And I'm glad that this administration is finally holding their feet to the fire and having consequences for letting them allow this on their campuses. We also have the media who are participating in blood libel like they did the same day as the murders, where a UN official, Tom Fletcher, I believe his name is, said that 14,000 Gazan babies would die in the next 48 hours if Israel didn't do something. That was absolutely a lie. And I think anyone with a brain could see that there was something very wrong with that statement. And yet the BBC and NBC News and other outlets ran with it. That is not journalism. That's propaganda. And it has to stop. There's something about Israel that really riles people up that no other country has to suffer under the way Israel does. Israel is one of the greatest countries in the world. It's the only democracy in that region. It provides so much technology. It gives so much to the world. It even tried to give, this kind of help to the Gazans when they had to leave Gaza. They left their greenhouses. They left their technology. Hamas burned it all down. They took all the aid money that they were given and built tunnels under their schools, hospitals, and residences. And Israel is made out to be the bad guy. It doesn't make any sense in any normal world.
Well, Patricia, your passion is evident not just in your words here with us today, but the actions you've taken over the last couple of years. And we appreciate you giving us some time today and giving us those words. Thank you, Patricia.
Thanks for having me, Will.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.